Hello and welcome to another live stream where we here at D&D and Things react to what's new in the Humble Bundle Choice program. I am here with Rosa. Rosa, go ahead and say hi. Rosa.
Hello.
There we go. There she is. Um, Rosa is in Pittsburgh right now with Miss Heaven, who will be coming home on Friday. So we're excited for that. But we are working on continuing to bring you our podcasts and all that fun stuff. And as you've come to expect over the last couple months, we react to Humble Bundle at the beginning of the month. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I will be on video. Rosa will not, because her internet is not the greatest out there, so we don't want to box her down.
Yeah,
So,
it's a little shoddy.
without further ado, we'll hop over to let you guys see the screen so you can see what's up. I'm aware that right now I have a character up on Hero Forge that I'm just playing around with, but this is a blind reaction, so we can't have Humble Bundle up already. So we're gonna go head over to humbleabundle.com and we're gonna go to choice. We're gonna see what's up with this month. So what do we got this month? November 2021. We have a selection of 10 games this month. So a couple less games, but there are 10 games this month. One of these games I already have, so we may save that for a future prize for any of those of you who follow our channel. But we've got Due Process, House Flipper, Project Wingman, Wingspan, BPM, which stands for Bullets Per Minute, Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. That sounds interesting. Simple Rockets 2, Timeline, Wrath, Aeon of Ruin, and Mobius Front 83. So, yeah, some of these I've heard, like Project Wingman. I actually have House Slippers. I enjoy playing that sometimes. I think, Jen, you've tried playing it once,
Yes,
maybe, and you didn't quite enjoy that one.
it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. It's one of
No.
those games that, like, if I'm bored and just want to, like, destroy things or paint things, I can hop in and do. So we'll hop into the first game. For those of you who aren't aware, we kind of hop into these, and let me move myself up so you guys can see what we're reading. We hop into these, we take a look at the pictures, take a look at the descriptions, we give you our initial thoughts. And then, of course, after this, one or both of us will pick it up, download the games, and go from there. We'll do a review in a couple weeks. We'll have a review that has some clips of all the games from us playing and what we think about the games. So, um, to start, we have Due Process, which is a tactical FPS where tactics finally matter. Planning and teamwork are essential for victory because every map is procedurally generated. You'll be faced with a new challenge every time you play. Procedurally generated maps, make a plan, execute that plan. Two sides play as two distinct factions with radically different playstyles and capabilities. Argus Enforcers and the Defenders are the two sides, it looks like. Multiple servers, so I don't know if this may be a multiplayer type of game. Looks like it may be a multiplayer. So that's kind of interesting.
This one looks like a lot of fun to do. Like
Yeah.
this this takes me back to like Quake days where you literally just go in and at least the way I played, you just literally run in and blow people away. Like
It's got that look and feel of like some of those classic games that you go hop in, like
yeah, it looks
but
like
the
Wolfenstein 3D and like Quake
or
had to
like
be
the
like
007 64.
yes. Oh, I love that.
So,
Yes.
but team, it looks like it would be more on the lines of Rainbow Six Siege, where it's like a team team play. So
So,
definitely an interesting game. We'll be checking it out. Um, Probably one that's not jumping out to me immediately. I'm a little bit of a first person shooter, but I like my first person shooters to be like solo RPGs myself. So we'll definitely be checking this out and seeing how it goes. Uh, so that's our first game. Second game I already own, and I have played quite a bit myself actually, which is House Flipper. I know, I think Jacksepticeye has done a playthrough of this as well, and Markiplier might have as well. One or
yeah.
both of them have done it, which is what got me interested in getting it in the first place. So house flipper, essentially, you're just that. You're a house flipper. You buy houses. There's some houses that you can get some jobs on to go like clean up and fix the house, fix it up. But essentially, you're buying houses, repairing things, replacing things, repainting things, and turning it around and flipping the house for more than you bought it for. There's a lot to it. There's a lot more to it, but I've definitely played this one quite a bit and have a lot of the DLCs for it as well. So when I go to play this, you might see some DLC kind of settings, which may not be available, aren't necessarily available through this, but like essentially starting out, you have to make money, so you're going to go into like a messy home, clean it up, and repaint and remodel for someone until you can get enough to like upgrade your own home, buy a new home, and sell your old home. So, but it's a little kind of crafty. You can break down walls and stuff, and I've actually found myself getting like surprisingly like lost in the game sometimes when I played it. But so this is a game that I already enjoy. So, and yeah, Jen's tried it and not a big fan. It's definitely not for everyone. So,
I mean, I don't hate it. It's just not one of those games where it's like, oh, I'm bored. What game am I going to play? Oh, I'll go play House Flipper. Like, no.
I had a
Like,
period of time where like I was playing this for like when I was laid off at the beginning of COVID before I got a new job. I had picked this one up shortly before then, and I would find myself playing for like 6 hours at a time. So,
yeah, see, no.
so I will be playing it some more here again, just so that I can give it a fresh review and a fresh take and put it in lines of the system that we use to rate the game. So that's game number 2. Again, a $20 value on that game. I don't know that I looked at 20. The due process is a $25 game. So already you have, if you would purchase the bundle, like $12.99. Again, this month's only 10 games, but you get all 10 games. But you've already doubled what you paid in value.
Oh, yeah,
So,
easily.
uh, the third game is Project Wingman. And I have seen a little bit of this game, but I have not played it before. I think it's kind of one of those,
What?
what?
It's called Wingspan.
Wingman. Project Wingman.
Oh, sorry. You're right. I was one game ahead.
Okay.
I've It's been a long day. I'm running on very little
Yeah,
sleep. Bear with
yeah.
me.
Project Wingman is a combat flight action game with an emphasis on polish and refined gameplay, true to its roots inspirations, and an engaging single player experience perfect for those who aren't looking for a simulator experience with the ease of pick up and play, all the way to those who want the fast paced, challenging flight action game. So not quite. It is a little bit of a like flight simulator type of game, but it's a little more than that, if that even makes sense. So dogfight, strike, and fly through combat zones based off of an alternate history of Earth, either of the cold waters of the Bering Strait, attacking tanks in the brutal desert of the Orient, or driving through the redwoods to strike targets of an opportunity in the Pacific Northwest across the oceans above the sacred lands of the world. This war will take you from an exotic battlefield to exotic battlefield to exotic battlefield, all while going up against odds way above your pay grade. So kind of one of those flight-ish simulators where you're dogfighting in planes, which isn't something that I'm a huge fan of. Um, Flight controls are always a little difficult for me.
You struggle with driving controls. What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. I drive perfectly in video games.
But it is VR supported,
It is.
which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like I don't have virtual reality or
I have
any of that
tried
equipment.
virtual
Yeah.
reality at a friend's house, and I don't do
I
well
think
with virtual reality.
this game would literally have my stomach in knots if I played it in VR. Like I really don't know that I could be doing like barrel rolls.
Yeah, it would be really
Like
cool. It would be a really cool experience VR,
yeah.
but it would definitely be like a rough one.
Yeah. Well, here to tell you how rough it would be, I went and saw what was it, the Peanuts movie when it came out a couple years ago,
Okay.
and we saw it on one of those like giant, like humongous screens to the point that like we were sitting middle, which is like middle of the aisle, middle of the way back,
Hmm.
and I was sitting there with my dad, and I was like, "Dad, you have to let me know when he's done playing the Red Baron." And he's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because I am going to puke over the people in front of me if you don't tell me, so that way I can open my eyeballs." Like, it was so bad. Like just being on, like seeing it on like the huge screens,
Hmm.
there was no way I was going to be able to do like this on
Okay.
VR. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
would
just
be interesting in VR. It would be very difficult in VR, I think, too.
ah,
I think it's going to be very difficult to begin with. Again, I'm not a huge flight simulator type of game, and I know this is more than just a flight simulator. Uh,
yeah.
it's a little more of a dogfighty thing, but I've never been big. Now, when it came to like Star Wars, what Galactic, not Galactic Wars, there were the one Star Wars games, Battlefront, the old Battlefront games. The like space fights were could be interesting, but I never could get the like flight controls well. So
Right.
anywho, Project Wingman. If you're it, definitely one of those games that's a bigger, probably one of the bigger named games in this bundle. It's definitely one that I've heard of before, but not one that I have been like, I want to play that. So, but we'll see how it is. I think that
Mhm.
normally there's at least a game in the bundles that tends to surprise me. So, we'll have to
Mhm.
see. I said normally I think every bundle has like a game that tends to surprise me. So we'll just have to see how that goes. So the next game is called Wingspan, which is a relaxing strategy game about birds for 1 to 5 players. The officially licensed digital adaptation of Wingspan, the winner of the prestigious 2019 Kennerspiel des Jahres board game awards. Oh, so this is based off of a board game. That's kind of cool. You are bird enthusiasts, researchers, bird watchers, ornithologists, and collectors seeking to discover and attract the best birds to your network of wildlife preserves. Each bird extends a chain of powerful combinations in one of your habitats. Each habitat focuses on a key aspect of the growth of your preserves. In Wingspan, up to 5 players compete to build up their nature preserves in a limited number of turns. Each beautiful bird that you add to your preserve makes you better at laying eggs, drawing cards, or gathering food. Many of the 170 unique birds have powers that echo real life. Your hawks will hunt, your pelicans will fish, and your geese will form a flock.
Hmm.
So, I did
That
not.
sounds kind of cute, but
Yeah, I it could be interesting, especially since it's based off like a board game, which I'm a huge board game fan. So
yeah,
I don't know if we've shown you our tabletop collection that's always constantly growing. Um,
yeah.
if we
I don't
haven't,
think this is a game for me. Like,
probably not. It'll be interesting. I don't know how. It's not a tabletop game that I've really like looked at or kind of pulled to, but like it'll be interesting to play and see how it actually works. So, um, if we haven't done a look at our tabletop collection, when we finally get moved and get things organized a little bit better, we will definitely give you a little bit, guys, a little bit of a tour of our like at least studio spaces. So, the plan is to eventually have like all the tabletop games back behind me when I stream. So, but
mhm.
uh, I sometimes board game, tabletop game adaptations to video games, sometimes they work really well. A lot of times they don't. So we'll just have to
Right.
see. I don't think I have much more to say about that one. Uh,
No.
Normally a $20 game. So okay, next game, bullets per minute. Warning: BPM contains flashing images. If you experience oh, that's just the normal warnings for anyone who experiences epilepsy or seizures. Probably not a game for you. Uh, Fight as mighty Valkyrie to repel the forces of the underworld from invading the world of Asgard. Ooh, that's fun.
I think I have this one on my wish list,
Do you?
actually. I think so. Yeah.
In BPM, all your actions and the actions of your enemies are tied to the beat of the music. Oh, that's interesting. Your enemies perform a dance like sequence of attacks to an epic rock opera. BPM is inspired by retro shooters of the 90s. It is fast, frantic, yet frenetic, and rhythmical. You can double jump, dash, rocket jump, and bunny hop to evade your opponents. Your goal is to reach the end of randomly generated dungeons, collecting different weapons, abilities, and items each time you play. These weapons and abilities can radically alter the way you play, making each playthrough unique.
Yeah, I'm thinking I have this one on my wish list, actually.
Oh, that totally, like looking at the pictures, it totally has the vibes of like those retro like arcade, like you have like the two-person spots that each have a gun that you're actually holding and shooting, and
Oh, yeah.
like it definitely has that, like looking at some of the pictures, it definitely has that look and feel of that like retro
Yeah.
like 90s arcade. Like
Yeah.
you gotta put in your coins and load up, and if you have so many lives, if you die, you have to put in some more coins to continue.
Yeah. Yeah. That one looks like it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this one could be really fun, and especially since it's like putting the monsters to moving towards to the beat of the music.
Yeah.
So BPM, normally a $20 game. High anticipations for this one, it seems. So we'll see if it actually meets its what we think it is. Because we do have months where we have games that look really cool but end up not being so great, and games that don't look great that are wonderful. So if you haven't already, though, go check out some of the games that we recommend from previous ones. I know you can't get the Humble Bundles from before, but most of those games are still available through the Humble Bundle store. So just to keep that in mind. Slug Hugo, it's part of the Humble Bundle choice right now, Sludge Hugo. And thank you for joining us. Um, yeah, it looks like it will be a fun roguelike FPS. So, um, the next game, For this month's Humble Bundle is choice is Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. Which just
What I mean, what do you say to that? Like, what?
right? Take control of an adorable turnip who happens to be an absolute menace to society. After failing to pay taxes and getting evicted from your home, you must go on an an epic quest to pay back your massive debt to Mayor Onion. Garden tools to solve plant plantastic puzzles, meet eccentric vegetables and fruits, and take on treacherous fights against animals both big and small. Along the journey, uncover what's spoiling this garden community and rise to tear down the corrupt vegetable government. Like,
The gameplay actually looks super cute. Like, it kind of makes me chuckle.
it
Like,
kind of looks like almost like the older Pokemon games or like
what
something of that nature.
it made me think of Kirby. Like, and like with that, you know what I mean? In a way.
Yeah,
But it also, like, all I can think of right now, and this tells you that we have small children around, is all I can think of is the turnips in what is that show, that TV show with the kids? Um oh, what is the I can't even think of the name of the show. It's been a long day, people. Um
there's a lot of TV shows with kids that we've seen
oh,
lately.
Octonauts.
Okay.
The Octonauts, they have talking turnips that bake. Like, and all I can think of in my head is going, and turnips. Like, yeah, I can't sing the song because, copyright strikes, but that's all I can think of right now.
Well,
The like song is playing over and over in my head right now.
I enjoy right under the about. There's a little like GIF going that's King Pig ate a ton of fertilizer,
Yeah,
which is just disgusting to begin with. But like, it's
right.
a giant fucking pig.
Yeah. one
So
dollar reward for Turnip Boy. Wanted for tax evasion, and there's a $1 reward.
so so probably one of the goofier games we've come across in a while. But Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Normally
Yeah,
a $15 game, but you can get it with Humble Bundle Choice this month for $12.99 with 10 other games.
yeah.
So
9 other games, but yeah,
yeah, 10 games total. So
yeah.
yeah, this one will be interesting to say the least. Like, I don't even know how to respond to the title of the
Uh,
game. Okay. After Turnip Boy evades tax evasion or whatever, we have Simple Rockets 2. Let's see. Simple Rockets 2 is an indie simulation game. So it's Simple Rocket 2 is a fully welcome shock. Nice to see you. Always enjoy having you join us, Jock. Simple Rockets 2 is a fully 3D space sim that lets you build rockets, airplanes, rovers, or anything you can imagine and explore highly detailed 3D planets. Sharing is a core concept in Space Rocket 2, and it has built-in capability to easily share crafts and save games with the community. With Simple Rockets 2, it is easy to get started, but advanced players can dig into technical details if they are interested in the math behind rocket engines. Ooh. Ooh. In orbital mechanics. Included are 17 different challenges to put your creations to the test. So if you ever wanted to actually be a rocket engineer or a rocket scientist, this is the game for you.
yeah,
Definitely a game
yeah.
that I do not foresee you wanting to play.
Nope. Not even a little bit. No, but as soon as like I started reading it, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna love this."
Oh,
Like,
probably. Oh, probably. I used to be one of those kids though who made model rockets. So this is just model rockets, the video game, essentially.
and I just hear Markiplier singing, about how space is so cool. Like,
But space is cool.
space is cool, but the thought of tirelessly building different rockets to launch them into space is just no, not for me.
Yeah, I might have some fun with this game. The graphics are definitely like a little on the more subpar indie game-ish, but that's not always a problem. I mean, and what's more fun than having a rocket blow up without even launching?
Well, I mean, yeah, not really, but okay.
So yeah, Simple Rocket 2. If you ever wanted to be a rocket scientist, this is the game for you. And never did get to be a rocket scientist? Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Maybe you're an aspiring rocket science and you need a little assistance. Again, we'll do a review of all the games. Later on, I go through and actually download and play all the games and see how things are. But yeah, definitely more of the simulation and math and all that fun stuff. So maybe if you want to do a little satisfactory with rockets, probably not. But yeah, okay. Next game, which is Time Lie. Time Lie is a stealth puzzle adventure where you control time like a media player. Perceive future events to plan your escape strategy from the past. Sneak an enemy and manipulate time through this companionship journey of a mysterious cat and a little girl who with a precognitive power. So, I haven't been a fan of many of the puzzle games that we've gotten recently. So, this could be interesting, but I know the puzzle games, story puzzle games, have not been higher on our lists as of late.
Yeah.
So, again, when we do our review, I know some people won't agree with my decisions on it. It's very based off of my likes and such, but it looks kind of interesting. The graphics are kind of fun. The concept's pretty cool. Just that like time mechanism, knowing, but it can be frustrating going through a level to learn what the things that are going to happen is, to backtrack and do the things that you need to do. So I just want to figure out the puzzle and go from there, not have to like keep doing the same puzzle. So
Yeah.
we will see. I just know some of the puzzle games lately have not scored as well as other games. So yeah, Timeline, normally an $18 game. So overall, I think most of the games have been about $20. So you're looking at about like a $200 worth of games for about what, $12.99.
Yeah.
So, and I think there's one more game. No, two more games. So the next one is Wrath, Aeon of Ruin. Wrath is a retro shooter done right. It's one of the comments. Oh, this is definitely like uh just looking at the one like GIF, this is definitely like looking like more old school Doom.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
You are
Yep.
Outlander, once adrift from the ageless sea. You now find yourself on the shores of a dying world. From the consuming darkness emerges a figure cloaked in white, the shepherd of wayward souls, who burdens you with a task of hunting down the remaining guardians of the old world. You must journey into the vast gloom to explore ancient ruins, discover forgotten secrets, and battle the horrors that lurk within. Yeah, this definitely has like a huge like retro like early late 80s early 90s feel to it, just looking at
Mm.
some of the gifs, and it definitely looks like it's probably, and I have to admit I've never really played the Doom games, but I've seen enough of them to know like it definitely looks like it has like that Doom filled, or like some of the really old like Elder Scrolls feels, except with being a shooter. But I think Doom is probably the best comparison.
Yeah, I would agree.
So definitely could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
May not be one that's one of my favorites because I don't do a lot of the horror aspects. Although it doesn't look like it'll be too bad.
No.
But yeah, it definitely has that like late 80s, early 90s vibe.
I'm looking forward to that one.
You've played most all the Doom games, haven't you? Except for the newer one.
I haven't played the new stuff, yeah. So
I think that's one of the games that we've talked about. If you do a retro game or a throwback game, like some of the older Dooms would be on your list.
mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
24.99 normally game, which sounds like it'd probably be a good normal price for this. But again, it's a nice grab with for 12.99 with Humble Bundle. So we're gonna keep plugging because we're kind of doing a review or a blind reaction. I think there's one
Yeah.
more game, which is the Mobius Front 83, which is an indie strategy simulation game. So the year is 1983, and the United States of America must defend itself from an enemy it could have never imagined. An America from an alternate universe that will stop at nothing. Oh, excuse me, to seize control of the country's heartland. In Mobius Front 83, you will fight tactical turn based battles with the cutting edge military hardware of the early 1980s. Use every tool available: powerful tanks, fast moving attack helicopters, long range artillery, tenacious infantry, and more. So I'm not 100% certain on this one. Like I do like some like action uh tactical like RPG type games, but um I don't know. This one's kind of I don't do a lot of history or military games. So, yeah. Thoughts?
Oh, you know this one's not for me. This
Okay.
isn't my kind of game, like at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't like. I mean, it's not that it's not entirely. It kind of reminds me a lot of like the original Warcraft games. You know what I mean? Where you have to like build up, your bases and stuff, and then
Mhm.
move around the map and conquer different places around the map.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't mind those. They're just not my favorite, and I really don't play any like tank military games like at all. So
Yeah, I mean, I think the most that you and I have done for like kind of more of those like tactical turn-based kind of combats was Divinity.
yeah,
So,
but that's very different than this.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a huge like military-esque type of thing, so there's a couple games in this month that are going to be kind of like but I don't know, there's also a couple games that seem really interesting. So, and I think that was the last one because I think that's going to take us, yep, like it takes us back to due process. So, a few less games than the last couple months. Um, and so the last thing we'd like to take a look at before we give our overall thoughts, initial thoughts of the bundle, is what this month is charity is. which I think is a great one, especially with everything that we have been going through. And this month's charity is the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals.
Yeah.
So always, always, always a great thing to support. We'll go ahead and play their little clip here, so we'll be quiet for a little bit, and we'll be back with you guys in a moment.
Hello there, Humble Bundle community. I'm Terry Nestel, President and CEO of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. We are so grateful for the opportunity to be featured as the Charity of the Month, receiving the incredible support of Humble Bundle and the Humble Bundle community. Our vision at CMN Hospitals is to change kids' health, to change the future. We're confident that when we improve the health of all children and allow them the opportunity to reach their full potential, we also improve our communities for years to come.
Now, I don't think our children's hospital is part of the CMN hospitals network, but
Uh, no, they're with the Ronald McDonald.
okay. But nonetheless,
Hmm.
this is definitely one of those types of movements that has a special place in our hearts.
Yes.
Especially with
Yeah.
those of you who followed our channel, will know that we have a little one who we're taking into our care here this week,
Yep.
who was born with uh, half of her heart working or not working. So initiatives like this are very important. And kids, yeah, yeah, we are very excited, Shock, and we apologize ahead of time if we're not playing zombies or other games with you as much. We are going to do our best. Um, but our kids are important, and COVID has taken a large effect on things, and treatments and help for kids has been even harder to get than for adults.
Hmm.
And there are a lot of kids who have medical conditions that we forget about, who don't get, who are even more at risk. Like, we know that the older adults and adults with medical conditions are at risk, but we forget there are kids sometimes, that there are kids who don't have um, I mean, we consider you family too, Shock. So, um, but yeah, so even if you see one of these games, like, we strongly encourage you to support. I mean, there's always a good charity that Humble Bundle choice uh helps, but this is definitely one that's a lot closer to our hearts. So,
Yeah.
so we've gotten to experience and hear stories of other families who've gone through a lot of traumas because of their kids' health or accidents or whatnot, and um, yeah, the kids need our help, and unfortunately, when parents go through families go through hardships where kids are sick or unwell, it's a struggle on the parents as well, financially, emotionally, support wise. So
Hmm.
um, I think uh, no matter what the games were this month, like that's a huge reason to support it. So yeah, I know for a lot of us, we're gonna go through this month considering what we're thankful for, and the health of our kids is one of those things that we want to make sure we're always thankful for. So, um, yeah, so that's our humble bundle for this month. I think BPM's going to be an interesting one. Turnip Boy commits tax evasion will be interesting. I already enjoy Home Flipper, so I'm a little biased. So, but yeah, that's our the humble choice for this month. Um, Tune in later this month where we give our review, which hopefully shouldn't be as long as last time. I was expecting 12 more games, so there being 2 less games means I should be able to get through them more quickly. Theoretically. We do have things going to be changing here soon. But anyways, if you enjoy seeing these blind reactions, we enjoy doing them. We enjoy playing the games and reviewing them for them. But it helps if you hit that like button, you follow us, and you subscribe, and hit that bell to know when we're putting stuff up. You can follow us on all social media at D&D and things. And I don't know that there's a whole lot of other updates to throw out there, babe.
Just, be sure to use our link below if you're not already signed up with Humble. And if there's any of the games from the previous reviews, use our link as well to purchase your other games.
Yeah, that goes to
Um,
supporting us, and we greatly
yep.
appreciate it. Helps us to
And
continue to make content for you.
yep. And if you're looking for some makeup videos that are not as consistent as I would like them to be right now, but will be getting more consistent here in the future, go over and check out Thingznmakeup, which is my makeup channel. I'm going to start doing some fun and interesting looks here soon, and not just unboxing stuff and doing makeup hauls.
I know here in about a
So,
month we're going to be doing a glitter beard video, and I'm not sure which channel that's showing up on yet. So, gonna let the girls glitter my beard. So,
yes.
we haven't decided which channel that's going up on. But I know over on her channel, there are a couple men's products as well that we've got in for me to try. And so we'll
Yep.
talk about those a little bit over there because that's more of our beauty products. And you don't keep this beautiful hair with just any old thing. Not egotistical or self conceited at all.
No.
I know our channel has not been consistent with our videos lately. We are working on it once we get the little one home and are able to see what our schedules are going to look like a little better. We will be able to be a little more consistent. So, so far though, right now, our normal live stream night for our Let's Plays is Monday night. So make sure you join us for that. And the review should be out no later than the third Thursday of the month. So,
Unless it's like last month and I was late. So,
yeah. Yeah, we have a lot going on, and no, the fourth Thursday is Thanksgiving. So, we are most likely going to take a break over Thanksgiving to spend time with the girls. Although I do think we'll try to do a Things Talk sometime closer to Thanksgiving to talk about what we're thankful for this last year. So, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
there may or may not be a Things Talks this weekend. Um, that is still to be determined depending on how things go this week.
Yeah,
So,
we'll see how things go with getting the little one set up and everything, because it's gonna be a big adventure that's gonna take a toll on her just to come home.
it's gonna take a toll on her and us.
I
So,
know. Yeah.
So
So
in the meantime, thank you everyone who's joined us. Thank you everyone who came later on to view this. Uh, we appreciate all your help. Keep an eye out on the channel. We will definitely have at least a extra code for House Flipper, maybe multiple, because I don't think Jen's going to cash in on hers.
no,
Um,
no.
so we are planning on using some of our extra codes from games that we already have, or one of us isn't quite interested in grabbing, in order to kind of make those incentives for different live streams that we're doing. So be on the lookout for those. So make sure you are following us everywhere so you know when and what to do to get a copy of a game that you may not already have. So in the meantime, make sure you continue to be a beautiful, unrepeatable miracle, also known as a bum, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.